Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we saw one of the most disappointing PlayStation Xbox news I think I've ever seen in almost my entire time so far doing YouTube. Been very crazy to go and see, where we're now actually seeing game developers essentially faking apologies for them to go and try to ski underneath the system, where a lot of the big higher-ups of these companies did not even know that they were even aware of, and one of the world's worst games ever made. I'm going to talk about this, talk about some of the drama, and everything else all in between, so you guys will sit back, relax, and enjoy. As well as make sure if you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with those notifications on. We'll probably be live up on Twitch right now, checking the new Call of Duty if you guys are bored, and of course, we only have like maybe 1 or 2 days left on the Best Buy promotion hashtag ad we've been working with them for the Meta Quest 3. Check out the how links down below in the description, comment section, and of course the socials. Let's dive on into it. So it's a little bit of a funny story, but funny in like the ha-ha sad way rather than funny in the ha-ha actually funny. Well, I mean, maybe it's actually funny depending on what you guys think of, but at least for me, as I go through this, yeah, this is a little bit on the sketchier side. The gaming industry world has been a little bit on the flippy-floppy side. We've been seeing some things, some issues, some drama floating around throughout these past few years of really mediocre games. Really kind of lackluster games that are over-promising and under-delivering. We're having games that are broken on launch, and we're just also having just downright really bad games, where some of these are even related towards specifically big and huge IPs. Now, this is going to be one of those sadder things because sometimes these games flop, and that's, I don't want to say it's understandable, but it's normal in the gaming world, in the gaming industry. And it sucks. Like, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like this stuff, so I don't really like pre-ordering games a lot. And one big issue is that sometimes, even when a game is so bad, companies have to apologize. And now, if a company is out there and they're like, well, we missed the mark, the game isn't good, the game could have been better, all this type of stuff in between, I don't always give them the 100% free pass. I don't think a lot of you guys probably do. But sometimes when Chatgpt is being used to utilize apologies to the fact that these people who make these games don't even apologize for the game that they're making, even when it's atrocious, we're now seeing things going even more downhill. So Chatgpt was apparently now used, after finding out, to write the Golem game apology. It's now been claimed, and this game is really the lowest rated release of the year. And now it's kind of a crazy thing because two things to note. This has been a very, very, very good gaming year. A lot of big games. Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate. Like, we have all these other various games like Cyberpunk DLCs, Assassin's Creed. We're going to have even more better games out here. Harry Potter. Like, there was just a lot of games. And I'm sure there's another 30 we can go and mention off that one. And The Lord of the Rings is a pretty big IP. I'm sure everyone that's watching this video up to this point is literally heard of Lord of the Rings before. But I'm sure some of you guys maybe heard about Lord of the Rings Gollum, because the game was absolutely atrociously really, 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 really bad. To the point where I'd even consider trying to play it. Even if I had a press copy, probably would not have done it. And I probably just want to roast the game the entire time. So an AI program, Chatgpt, though, was also, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's basically just like you'd be like, hey, like, what's a recipe for chicken noodle soup? And they'll give you a random recipe. Hey, give me an apology for YouTube for, I don't know, selling out too much of the Best Buy links down below, or Twitch or whatever. Okay, well, I apologize to my community for blah, 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 blah. You know how it is, okay? If you guys have used it, if not, you can look into it. There's the AI program Chatgpt can be used to use things like apologies, like make a sad, long apology for gamers. Okay, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. So basically, this was used to write the apology for the bug-filled Lord of the Rings Gollum game that has now been claimed. So not only was the game horrible, atrocious, even bad, the game itself was also not even properly apologized for. This is like cheating on your wife and then going to Chatgpt to go and send her a random like letter and be like, hey, baby, sugar, plum, sunflower, girl, thing, lady, wifey, whatever, and like you put in like their rent mailbox, and maybe after that point you still cheat on them or you did something bad. Like, that's horrible. Like, it might just be done at that point. But you go and you try your best, you write an apology, whatever. Maybe on the small chance it works. Maybe. Kind of doubtful, because some people have just done so. And then the person you wrote the letter to finds out you literally just went and copy-pasted it off a website or ChatGPT. Yeah, you can bet those people will probably be upset. And that's probably what I'm sure a lot of folks who actually spent the money on the Lord of the Rings Golem game are feeling right now, because they couldn't even have the 2 seconds to have an actual, proper, legitimate apology over here. So in interviews with the German gaming outlet Game2, spotted by Nobel, several former Dialect staff members, also probably several, funny enough, they probably moved on or quit or got fired or whatever, have spoken for the first time about what went wrong with the critically panned licensed game. And don't forget, this is a Lord of the Rings game too, so probably some okay budget. Following the release of Gollum, Delic apologized for delivering what we called it an underwhelming experience. And that's saying things lightly. The game was bad. With the final game, the company said, "We deeply regret that the game did not meet expectations and pledged to improve it via future updates." It's now claimed that the apology was written with the AI software Chatgpt, according to 2 sources speaking to Game 2. It's also claimed that developer Delic had no knowledge of the apology or its content prior to publishing, and that it was handled entirely by publisher nigh. So not only is the people that were apparently even involved in this, like the actual workers who are like a part of this, they didn't even know. They even know there's going to be even a proper apology out. They even know if it's going to be written by ChatGPT. It kind of seems like it's just a cluster where basically no one knew what was really happening for all these different types of games. So at the time of publishing, Gollum is the lowest rated game of the year on both major aggregate sites like Metacritic and OpenCritic, with The Guardian labeling it as a derivative, uninteresting, and fundamentally broken stealth action adventure that fails to capture anything interesting about the Tolkien fiction. So basically trying to go and say that this game was so horrendously bad, so uninteresting and fundamentally broken that the game itself was not even worth probably playing. And I myself don't even think this game was probably even worth playing too. This game seems horrible. This seems really bad. So Gollum's development budget was reported to have been around 15 million euros, which is in all honesty a little bit of a modest sum, sure. Like if you compare this to like a Cyberpunk, we just saw articles coming out that it was $130 million. But though it's also Cyberpunk, like I would probably say way a bigger game than like, I mean, Lord of the Rings, bigger IP, Gollum game, whatever, spinoff. No one really likes Gollum in the first place, kind of where they even made a game for it. I can see the potential, but I probably would have made a different game, but that's just me. But yeah, 15 million euros is not the craziest amount, but that. There were people working on the game that have been developers for 10, 15, 20 years, and they're good, but they can't do magic because they weren't given the funds, said former Delic senior developer and technical director Paul Schultz, who was basically saying like, hey, this wasn't their fault, really. They probably worked really well, they probably did okay, but at the end of the day, if you just can't pay a proper budget, or you can only do a contract work for 6 months, a year, yeah, guess what? It's whatever. It was also claimed in the video that due to running out of time before the 2023 release, several characters and cutscenes that were meant to be animated were also simply just hidden. So this game was horrible as is. I saw this game was bad. I saw bugs and glitches where the game was getting soft locked. You can even play the game, like your character getting stuck in rocks. Like it's like one of those types of games. They're just bad. But now they can't even go and even apologize for their game properly because it's just bad. Like they couldn't, like that's just how you guys know. Like you can't even have someone write up a 20-minute fake post and have someone double check it. They literally had to use AI just to apologize for it. Like it's horrible. It was also claimed in the video that due to running up before the time too, like I said, all of those characters were just gone. So like all the lovable things of Lord of the Rings are gone. For example, one scene that was supposed to see Gollum eavesdrop on a conversation between 2 major characters was recorded, but never even animated. So Delic had Gollum simply look at a window and have the audio recording play, never even showing the characters in it in the first place. That's ridiculous. Like, bro, like just like that just makes me upset to see. You can't just throw more money at something like that. Hang on for another year and then everything will be fine. That's unrealistic because the game underneath it doesn't support it, said Schultz. And it just kind of shows that like, this was just bad. Like this is probably one of the biggest groundbreakingly disasters we've ever seen. It's also claimed that the argument system, which saw Gollum and Smeagol argue over which option to take in the game, was never finished, and a makeshift solution was added shortly before publication. Initially, the mechanic was supposed to replicate similar conversations in the film, which saw the camera change perspective to denote which part of Gollum was also speaking, and they couldn't even get that right. When the mechanic was first shown off in the preview phase, a similar presentation was used. However, when the game was eventually released, players simply picked up a few options of simple text, all while Gollum's lifeless character model floated in the background. So basically, this game was so bad that they couldn't even go and have someone give them a proper apology on how bad it was, and they had to go use ChatGPT at the end of the day. Like, that's just disappointing, to say the least. I want to hear your thoughts and comments down below. Now, to wind down the video, too, we actually have some pretty good news for Assassin's Creed Mirage. I have checked this game out. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. I played the first, I think, maybe like 3-4 hours or so. Might do a bit more on my Twitch stream throughout the week, but Assassin's Creed Mirage delivers apparently a good experience. I liked it. I played on PC. It ran pretty good. There was a lot of that Ubisoft jank and a little bit of like bug and glitches and all of that, which sucks. It's not the best. But at the end of the day, at least we did have an okay experience. Could have been worse. And as well, apparently all the nice little models for the PlayStation or Xbox have also done pretty well. So if you guys have checked out Assassin's Creed, let me know. I liked it. I wasn't too bad. I got a press copy for it too as well. So thank you, Ubisoft, for that one. But yeah, the game itself is cool. It's a little bit more on the old school style focus on Assassin's Creed if you guys missed it. It could have been better. Could have been worse. I'm not against it. Maybe for Uplay Plus, or if you get on sale, probably be a good thumbs up. Hotline Miami 2 as well is apparently going to have some nice over here. Got to expand out for the article, whatever, guys. But based over here for Hotline Miami, the game is actually apparently coming out potentially up on consoles too as well. So if you guys do want to go check on these and creep these on out, feel free to. I always thought these games were sick. So creep on them. Make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on. Give me your thoughts and comments down below. Check out the Best Buy How pre-order links down below too as well. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place. And check out the Twitter and Twitch play live right now. Check out Call of Duty down below.